Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and or listening to the podcast, and welcome to my house, or should I say welcome back to my house. It's been a minute since we've had an episode of ServiceNow Store highlights. That's SSH. Our previous episode was on May the 3rd. This was right before Knowledge. We had 39 new or updated applications. And then I went to the Knowledge conference, and while I was at the Knowledge conference, I saw right before Knowledge, a bunch of applications, you can see them here, got removed from the store. So that was a big story. I was like 92 applications got removed all of a sudden. So they were like doing some cleanup. And then while I was at Knowledge, ServiceNow released like all their Q2 2024 update, or their May release. So we're up to 869 applications new, updated, or removed from the ServiceNow Store since our last episode on May the 3rd. This episode is going to be for May the 24th. So 869 new, updated, or removed apps. We have 5 compatibility updates, 143 fixes, 92 removed or ghost applications, they disappeared, 125 highlights, 381 minor updates, 68 new releases, and 55 release notes fails. It is a massive, massive episode. I am not going to be able to go through all of these with you. What I want you to do is I want you to go to my blog. Just type in your browser justin.house. That's https://justin.house, and look for the SSH episode 05242024. And that is going to have every single application, 869 of them, listed out in these categories, so you can go look through those, click on them, go to the store, see the release notes, see what's new. For this episode, I'm going to try to highlight the non-ServiceNow stuff that got caught up in these big numbers, right? So let's take a look. We're looking at compatibility updates. We've got 5 of them, so I'll go ahead and show those because not a big deal, and then actually mostly not ServiceNow. FM Systems Integration Engine, Imprivata Identity Governance Connector, INRI Learning Management System, Precision Bridge Remedy Migrator, and Vonage Contact Center all had compatibility updates. For the fixes, let's go ahead and show there's 143 of them. I'm going to filter out ServiceNow. So we're going to look at non-ServiceNow apps that were fixes. We have Armor Point, CSDM as code, Feedback app, ITSM connector for SAP, SysTrack Assist for ITSM, Vivid Charts, and VMware ARIA Area Automation plugin all had some fixes. Let's go ahead and remove that filter for fixes, and we'll just keep the filter on for filtering out ServiceNow. And what do we have left? 77 ghosted applications. I'm not going to read all 77 of them, but these are non-ServiceNow apps. You can see quite a bit of things were taken out of the store. I'm actually happy to see this because a lot of stuff's been sitting there and not being updated. Let's go ahead and see if there's some ServiceNow stuff in there. Let's see. Category ghosts. Yeah, I do have some ServiceNow stuff that was actually taken out too. How many are there? There's 15 of them. So basically some UI builder components or sort of search stuff, SN search things. These are components. AI search admin console, AI search data labeling, cloud account management, customer lifecycle management, estimated cost savings, meeting recordings, PO accruals automation, sales quota management, software asset management for CPE support, and subscription management, advanced utilities. All were ghosted or removed applications. And before I hit record, I went through and clicked on every one that I had marked as a ghost, because it's been like 2 or 3 weeks, and made sure that these are really gone from the store. So you can count on me that when I recorded this, I made sure that they were gone. Let's go ahead and see what other categories we've got here. We'll group by category again. We'll leave that filter open. 125 highlights. Obviously, I can't go through all of those, but what we can do is filter out the ServiceNow stuff and take a look at those other apps that got caught up in that. So 18 of them. Let's start down the list here. AppViewX, Best Practice Engine, Checksmark, CX SaaS CXSAST vulnerability integration, Clear Sky IGA, connector for you, Designer, DigiCert Trust Lifecycle Manager, Microsoft Sentinel, No Name integration for CMDB, SailPoint IDN for Service Catalog, Sales One Document Management, Savient Identity Governance, Service Graph Connector for Landsweeper, Silverfort Service Account Protection, UPMX, vBrick Video, Workload Management, and Yansa PDF Generator. All were highlights. And highlights, I usually click on them and go over the release notes. This is just too big of an episode to open up all those, so don't forget, go to the blog if you're interested in seeing those items. Let's get back to the list here, grouped by category. So that was our highlights. Minor updates, 381 minor updates. Most of this was from ServiceNow, so we'll filter out ServiceNow, and that leaves us with 26 minor updates from non-ServiceNow companies: AMS1, Confluence Articles 2KB, Aqua Security Platform integration with vulnerability response for containers, Beyond Trust Privilege Management integration, BT Digital Services IM and SRM, BT Request Management integration, Computer Center e-commerce Spoke, CyberArk Secure Cloud Access on-demand workflow, Delinea Cloud Suite integration, Delinea Server Suite Privilege Access Request, Expander Configuration Compliance, and IBM Cloud Pak for AI Ops. Continuing down the list here, Kindle Integration Base, Kindle Integration Outbound Base, Live Agent Chat Integration, Nycus Core, Nycus Cost Transparency, PowerShield Whitelist, Sentinel One App for Security Incident Response, Service Graph Connector for ExtraHop Reveal X, and Service Graph Connector for Nozomi Networks. Headed over to page 2, just a few left here, SNIC or SNIC Vulnerability Intelligence for SBOM, Semantic DLP End User Remediation, Vulnerability Response Patch Orchestration with Tanium, X-Type Clone View, Zero Networks App for CMDB, and Z-Tap Sync. All of those were minor updates. A minor update is like, hey, some stuff changed, maybe there's some fixes, some compatibilities, but nothing really functional under the hood that is worth highlighting in the episode and calling out as spectacular. All right, that was minor updates. New releases we'll save here for a minute, but there were 55 release notes fails. I'll just leave that for the blog. We don't need to go into the release notes fails, but the release note fails, if you haven't seen the episode before, is that there were none repeated or missing release notes, or they redirected to something like a paywall, behind a paywall. Even ServiceNow does that. So I just can't tell you what's new or updated in those applications. Therefore, it's a fail for the purposes of this episode. They might be great apps, but for the purpose of the episode, I can't tell you, and so it's a fail in my book. But let's check out the new releases, and I'm actually going to cover both ServiceNow and non-ServiceNow. So let's go ahead and cover the ServiceNow first. That's 44 new applications from ServiceNow. Remember, this is part of the May 2024 store release. It's basically they do a family release, then a store release, then a family release, and a store release. So this is the Q2 store release from ServiceNow. What do we have? These two right here are UI Builder Toolkit components. So there's a placeholder and a UXF MCP renderer. I have no idea what those are. If you're interested, go check those out. But let's take a look what else from ServiceNow was new. Analytics Pack for Contract Management Pro, App Generation, App Studio Commons, Cloud Account Management, Contract Workspace, Creator Studio, Developer Workspace, Direct Debit Request, Employee Center Pro Kiosk, Employee Goals, Event Inquiry, IBM Watson X Spoke. Scrolling down for the rest of the list. On this page, Incident Communications Management for Service Operations Workspace, Indoor Mapping Service, ITSM Analytics, Major Incident Management for Service Operations Workspace, Metricus Spoke, and MIF Customer Instance. We're in the M's. Let's go to the next page. Now Assist for Playbook, Now Assist for Strategic Portfolio Management, Now Assist in Catalog Builder, ODBC Driver Dependencies, OT Asset Management, Record-related items connected, reporting UI component for Workspace, rich text editor component for security operations, service applicant information, shift handover application, Shodan integration for threat intelligence security center, Slack chat connector for security incident management, smart operations, SN chart renderer, SN CSM custom activity title, SN smart ops comp, social benefits playbook, source to pay operations with contract management pro, SSO for internal instance, instance, task communications management UI components for configurable workspace. Headed over to page 3, our last page for ServiceNow, technology product support case, vulnerability response integration with Black Duck, Workplace Agent for mobile, and Workplace Service Delivery Enterprise. Again, remember, these are all new releases in the ServiceNow store as part of that Q2 release. Let's go ahead and clear the filter now and show not ServiceNow. What else was released from our lovely builders, developers, partners? Aries Interaction Manager, Custom Interaction Management Application, Attack Surface Intelligence, CMDB integration for Amazon Monitron, CSDM Now, Cybele Threat Intel, Expert Flow Cloud Center, Cloud Contact Center, voice, chat, social media, and email, Gen AI Assessment, GoSign Connector, GRC Templar, Shield, FFIEC, Inherent Risk and Baseline Maturity, Guardian, IBM FileNet Content Manager Integration Spoke. Scrolling down here for the rest on page 1, ITOM Grafana Plugin, Kindle Request Manager, Memority Service Catalog, NICAS Planning, NTT Data Enterprise Experience Platform, PowerShield Whitelist, Quality 360, Rapid7 Insight CloudSec CMDB integration, Salesforce Integration Spoke. Headed over to page 2 for the remainder, Service Graph Connector for Phosphorus, Synergy, Vectra XDR for ITSM, and Vectra XDR for SIR are the new releases in the ServiceNow store. So remember, this is the past 3 weeks, I guess, since the last SSH episode that I released on May the 3rd. Make sure I got the date right. Yeah, May the 3rd. So here we are on the 24th. We're just kind of consolidating everything together, which brought us to what you see here. So we'll wrap up the episode. Don't forget, check out that blog post. That's going to have all the good content. But we had, in this episode, 68 new releases, 125 highlights, 5 compatibility updates, 381 minor updates, 92 ghost or removed applications, 143 fixes, and 55 release notes fails. I hope you found this video or podcast helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share it with somebody who you think might be interested in what's new, what got updated, or what got removed from the ServiceNow store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.